Good morning, everyone. How are you today? It's Carolyn from Known as Nutty Crafts. So we're going to do a Halloween one today. So it's going to be on an evergreen. We got some black 21-inch mesh, and look at this, how gorgeous. This is from my friend Kerry in the UK. She made this fake bait, so we're going to use that. May use some purple bat. We got this Halloween sign we're going to use. Let's get this down here. We have some picks down there. Let me put this down there too. We got some googly eye ribbon. These are going to be 2, and these are going to be 2. My different ones are going to use. We're going to cut everything today. And then I got this glow in the dark bugs, spiders. Eek. So I want to put that in the ribbon because I think if I put it in the whole booth, it might freak somebody out. So just in the ribbon. So we're going to get started, and we're going to go ahead and just take our wreath here and fluff it out. Now some people will just rake it like this, go like this kind of thing. I like doing that to a point, but I'm also the type of person, I'd rather make sure I can get all my little goodies up and out, because see, some of them still stayed raked down. Maybe I didn't rake it as good. Who knows? And we're just gonna have some fun with this today. Yay. And this is gonna be really, this is what I'm doing here today. Oh, I gotta put the fan in. It's gonna get hot in here. I got my glue gun over there going too. We're gonna use a little bit, something I've never done with a wreath. And I don't know if y'all have or not, but I think it's going to be a little fun to do. So that's, am I almost to the end? Because you can spread it out as you go as well. But I just like, I'm one of these people, I got to look at every single one, make sure it's on the right side, you know, not crisscross applesauce. A piece of something. See, they all tangled up, and I pull them out straight. And I think we're at the end pretty much. Yep, gosh, all the ribbons want to keep coming to me. I may have to move them off the table. See, this one got tucked under. I think we got it. Oh, right at the end. Perfect. We could fix some of them as we go, but we don't want to hold up the whole story. So I do have, and you're not going to be able to see. I was hoping it would be in frame. I'll move it a little bit closer for this. This is my collapsible mesh holder from Susie Brown. There's a wreath and things. I'm just going to put the ribbons on the floor. We're going to put these on the floor for now, because we're going to use those. Oop, let me move my pin cushion out of the way. So this is my collapsible mesh roller. So I have it set up with 2 because I have a little bit left of this and I have more of that. So we're just going to push it just a hair out of the way. And we're going to tuck this underneath here. Oh, open this up, because we got to cut all that off, because that's jiggity jaggedy and we don't want that on our wreath. Oops, I don't know what I dropped, but life goes on. All right, so I'm just going to cut straight across. Now, here's a little tip I learned from Millie Mel. You know when you finish and you've used it before and you see how jaggedy it is? So I'm going to show you at the end something to maybe avoid that. Not avoid it, you can't avoid it, but to help it stay where it is when you finish with your mesh. And that's something I'm going to show you at the end. Now you can leave it like this. You can take it and cuff it under a little bit. It is really your choice. That way those hidden edges are there, and you don't have to worry as much as it's showing, so to speak, in your design, because it will be tucked underneath. And we're going to do this on the inside of the wreath. All right, so just find your things. Make sure when you do this and you tuck it in there, Tuck it in nice and tight. Oh, got two. And I'm going to use my pipe cleaners and pull it really tight. Okay? Oops. And we're going to do this, like I said, just on the inside. The poofs are up to you. So let's say our poofs are going to be about 10 inches. All right? And this is it to measure where you want, because this is an evergreen. It's not like a regular wreath where you have the pipe cleaners. It's do it as you want. Okay? Find out where the next one is. Next set of evergreen little tie things. You can find two across from each other and tuck it in and make it tight. And if you see, I'm turning my poofs more this way. I'm going to pull these other evergreens up this way a little bit. I want these to go inward. So that's what I was saying. This is a little something different that we're doing here today. And I learned this from my friend, Kerry, who lives in the UK. She showed me this little trick of the trade. Now you can make your loops bigger if you want. You can do them as you go, poof them out. If you feel you want them bigger, make them bigger. And I'm just going in. Hopefully I'm staying in frame. And I want these to face inward, and I'm gonna tell you why when we get to that point. Because you gotta keep surprises. Surprise, surprise, surprise. And I never thought about doing this way. And like I said, this is the first time I'm trying it. So we're gonna see how it goes. But I think the whole concept of it is pretty cool. Oh, my whole thing's coming because I'm at the end of the roll. Let me just push this back a little bit. My scissors and all are there. Now you can do as many poofs as you want. It doesn't matter. Like I said, you're going to find out why. You can make them as close as you want. On the top and the bottom, there we go. And this is our last one. Now because this is the last one, I'm going to do the same thing I did when I started, is tuck it under. Is there tape on this end too? Yep. So I'm going to figure out my poof is 10, and then I'm just going to take this. My poof is here where I'm going to end, and I'm going to take this. It's very curly. I just want to find the ends, and I'm going to take the end and tuck it right in there. And I'm just going to scrunch it all the way around. And that way I have all those ends tucked in there really nice. There we go. I had to pull it down. I was like, why is it so bulky there? Now I do have all this excess here. I don't need all that in my wreath. It's way too much. Make sure you're not cutting part you want to keep. You're just going to cut that off. And right where I started the other one, I'm going to open that up. Where is the twisted one? Just going to open it once. And I'm going to put this right on top. Tie it up, baby. Tie it up. And then I can tuck that right underneath the other one there. Now, we're going to take our, make sure you got them all twisted up good. And I'm going to face them inward. Got to find the two that it is. Now what I want to do is make all my poofs, cut on the other side, face inward. I don't want them facing up this way because we have something else that's going to go there. And if some of these get in the way, just push them out of your way while you're making your poofs. And just push them down this way. What it starts doing, let me find the edge of this one so I can tuck all those pieces underneath. Find the edge. My hands are in there. There it is somewhere. It's there. There it is. And I'm just pulling them down this way. So you, as you see, this is one that's not done. These are done, and it's creating a coverage in here. Now, if you do bigger poofs, you're going to get more coverage in there. Okay? So you can see how the, I'm going to call it the hole, is less visible. Okay, so the hole got really small. And if you have to, just pull it from the other end so you can pull it down more. Okay, that's what I want to do, is I want this hole to be a little smaller. So again, if you make your poofs bigger, it's going to enclose it even more. All right, so we don't need this one. Let's put this away because I need that rack for some more goodies. And we know how mesh loves to stick to everything. All right, so now here comes the fun part. I chose, these are remnant pieces, smaller rolls of stuff that I have, but it's all gonna go with what I'm doing. So I got purple, black, and orange. I have this one which has a little bit of snow, snowball kind of like on it, and I have this one. So I'm going to match them up, hopefully to be like this. This one's going to be like this. But, and we're going to cut these, oh, let's say 20 inches. Why not? So let me get rid of that. You're going to hear a bang. And the good thing about this mesh roller, which I'm going to show you again. Now, do I know how many I need? Nope, not at all, because I don't know how many ruffles I want to put in here. So we're going to move this off to the side right now. And we're going to bring this over so you can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take each of these. You hear that little squeak? That's my dog trying to push open the door, and she did, and here they come. And you're going to hear the washing machine. Sorry, ladies. Nobody in today. So this way you can pull all three out at the same time. And let me go tell them they have to go. Go, go, go. I'm sorry, not today. Oh, I love my dogs, but since the washing machine is going there. All right, so we're gonna cut these at 20 inches each. And look at that, I've cut 3 at one time. Hallelujah. So that's 6, 9. We're gonna stop at 9 for right now and see if I need more or not. I don't know. So let me move this back a little bit. We'll put each of my little bundles over there. And let's bring our wreath back up. Oops, what's it caught on? I have a box down there with goodies. All right. So we'll just take these out one at a time. And we're going to start putting them in. Now, I like doing my ruffles where I fold it in half. Just like this, approximately in half, and putting the other piece on top. That way, it holds one of the raw edges down. So for me, it keeps it a little bit less from fraying. And I want to put that side facing down. We're not going to go in these poofs, okay, because we don't want that. We can go close to it, and we're going to put these up and down, not this way, but up and down. Why? Because we like to. And we'll just take whichever color I want next, just start putting it in. And I'm just ruffling it up just like that. And going around the next part. And as far as distance goes, this is going to be up to you. This is just like putting ruffles in a regular wreath, you know, that you're doing. So judge your distance, approximately how far apart you want them, and find 2 evergreens that you can tie to it. Make sure you tie it tight. And we're just going to have fun. Fun, fun, fun. Now this is a little bit stiffer, this one. So it looks like I'm going right now where it indents from the one, and then one here, indents, one. That looks like kind of the way it's going as of right now. And if you can, pull 2 of the pine needle branches that are the same length, because you don't want one that's so short, because that ain't gonna work when you want to put tails and stuff in there. All right, so we're back to the beginning. And oops, I keep going over there, sorry. Oops, come here. One over the other, ruffle it up, and stick it in. Oh, I wonder if I alternate these. Oh, I can alternate them. Ooh, let's try that. Ooh, ooh. Scenery change. That's what I love about crafting. You do whatever, there's no rules. Ooh, I do like that alternating. All right, let me change this one up before I go any further. Why not? Okay, so blue, so I need black. I got confused there. This one's gonna go up. Let's find 2 that are long. Here they are. Oh, I do like that effect. Can you see? I don't know if you can see it. This one's going up, this one's going across. Kind of cool. Ooh la la. All right. That one went up. So this one goes across. Find 2 that are the same. relatively the same if you can. You could push this evergreen if it's in your way, out of the way, so you can see the mesh. Push it down, push it up. Because see, you get so many of these sticking in here like this. So just push them out of your way. It'll move if you make it move. Where's the one I tied in here? These are the two. Okay. So far, so good. Oops. I always forget which one I'm ending on. All right. Righty. Now, in doing this, I'm kind of putting these more on the outside, if you can tell that, and the black is just staying on the inside by itself, and I'm kind of putting all the colors around the outside. And again, that's for a reason that I'm doing that. This is just a different technique of doing something, and to have fun. It's always nice to try something new, so you're not making the same old wreath all the time, or the same old style. It may work for you doing the same style. There's nothing wrong with that. Keep that in mind. But if you want to try something a little different, like I'm trying to do right here, hey, then go for it. Go for it. So we've used 9 so far of these. Don't worry, that one's sticking out. So we'll just take those and nip them. Don't pull them, because then you start fraying and it gets more and more frayed. And then you get more and more frustrated because it's fraying more. Which two? Oh, this goes up and down. All right, there we go. So let's cut 3 more. Here we go. Let's see. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Close enough. We can come back 1 inch on here, and then it will be exactly 20 inches. I'll roll that up. Let's just push those out of our way right now. Let's see if 3 will, I think 3 should do it. Ugh. But reach down there and grab them. So will this work out? Oh, this works out perfect. I don't have 2 of the same colors next to each other. That's what I was worried about, is if I was going to have 2 colors next to each other, and I don't. So I'm happy. Ugh. I think what I'm going to do is shift this one over just a little bit. There we go, so I can see that better. So that way I'll have room for the last 2. I was like, where's the other half? It's there. It just blended in with the other one. So again, if you're using 3 colors, you may not want it to be right up against each other the same color. But if that happens, make that where your bow goes, and nobody will know, because the bow will kind of hide it. And the last one. So what did we use? We used 12 of the deco mesh, cut at 20 inches each. And we're just ruffling them in. And it worked out that it worked out that it was even. Yay. All right, so that's our wreath base so far. Okay, so now we got to add all the goodies. The goodies meaning the ribbons. So this one I'm going to use in the bow. I had these two together, polka dot, and these have bats and skeletons and pumpkins and spiders. These are the googly eyes, I call them, with the green stripe. So we're going to use these. All right, so now I got to make a decision. Do I want to put a ribbon in each one, or do I want to do every other one? And I have Christmas balls to do clusters in, you know, every other one, if I want to do every other one. But I still could do this, like if I did this in this one here, I could leave one, and I could do this ribbon over here and leave a space. And I think I'm going to try that route. So we have 12, right? So half of 12 is 6. So 3 of each is what we're going to do. Oh, I can hang this up here. Yay. So we'll try that. If we need to add, oh, this is what I do. When I have a piece that left over from another one, I will put it on with this. I had a drawer, which I still do down here. I wonder if I have any Halloween in there. I don't think I do. See what I do? I keep a drawer of all the ones that I've cut in the past. And I'm like, oh, maybe I have something in there I can use. But I got to make sure if I pull it out of here that I have enough more of it. No, I don't have anything I'm using or want to use. So this drawer is my fall to like Christmas, and I have another drawer that has spring. So let's put these away. I don't know if you guys have seen these. These are the little bags. I got them off of Amazon. You get 500. They come rolled up like this. So I have the large bags, the regular umbrella bags like these. And then, so 500 of those and 500 of these little ones. And I like it for these, needless to say. When I've opened a roll, stick it in here. And it's only a little bit that I have to stuff in there like that. Whereas before, using these big ones, case in point, that's not enough to save. And using these big ones, I would do the same thing. And look at the difference. I'm wasting a bag that I can use on 21-inch mesh. So let me get another bag. I have them hanging here as everything falls. And I just stick my mesh in there. I don't think I have any more of this, so we may throw that one away. All right, so now that I made a mess here, we are going to cut our tails. We said we needed 3 of each type. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stack these on top of each other as far as the big ones go, and the little ones off to the side. I'm going to show you. So, oh, this is a brand new one. And stick this one on this side. Hold on, let me get that one in. There we go. Oh, I missed. So if I had a bigger table, this would work better. I'm just going to stick this one up top just to get it out of the way for right now. Okay, so we're back to using our Popcicle mesh roller. Don't need that. So what you can do, you can layer 2 on top. Just like this. We'll pull them through. Same with these. I like to push them to one end. That's just me. Can you see? Maybe I'll take that one off so you can see better. There we go. And the same with these. Well, those I'll wait on. Now, depending how long you want to make your tails, I think I'm going to go with 14 inch. So you can still use whatever board you have. So we got 1, 2, 3. Cut it. I like to flip my board when I cut it. Put those guys off to the side for right now. Just roll these guys out of the way. And we're going to do the same with the 1.5 inch ones. So we'll do 1, 2, oops, 3. Done. So I only made 1 cut out of it, which made it so much easier rolling them together. And then you can go ahead and you can cut them. We're dovetailing these, so we're going to cut them on an angle so it looks like that. Look at that. I have 1 pile with 3 of them in it instead of 6 pieces flying across the room. Or 3 pieces, I should say. One. Now you could probably put more ribbons together and cut it. For me, when I'm dealing with one that's a little bit on that satiny side, I don't like to put too many together of it, just because I'm afraid I'm gonna cut it on a weird angle or something. All right, so there's 3. Let's get these guys. These I might be able to cut all in one. I always check the edges, because sometimes if one doesn't get quite caught up there just right, it gives it like kind of a blunt square kind of thing, and then I have to go recut that one, which is fine, but I'd rather not have to do double the work. So that's why I look at the edges front and back and in between. Okay, so we got our ribbons cut. Yay. Let's fan them out. So we're going to do googly eyes with this one. Could you do 2.5 inch ribbons? Absolutely. Can you do it this way? Absolutely, if you want the eyes more prominent. I'm going to push my ribbon off to the side like that, and I'll show you in a minute why. It just makes it so, instead, like if I put this in the middle, when I part it, you kind of see only half of the googly eyes. So I'm going to push it to one side and do it that way. All right, same with this one. This one doesn't have a right or a wrong. The pumpkins are going all out. Well, they kind of all go in that direction. So I want to make sure they're all in the same direction. The spiders and the skulls, I think, are all different directions. And just fold these in half. I like to pre-do my stuff like this, and then I will stack them in the order that I like to go ahead and place them in my, so I'll do one, because you know what's going to happen? I'm going to pull two of the same, and then I'm going to get to the end and go, why? Why is it wrong? All right, so let me pull these ribbons back up right now. Put you over here, just to get them out of the way, and let's bring our wreath back up. Bada bing. So whichever ones you want to start with everywhere, doesn't matter. So I'm gonna do it on the ones that go more vertical. All right. So I want to start with this one here. And I'm just going to put it right in. So the ones that are vertical, then this becomes the horizontal part to it. Let me turn it around. So this is vertical, so this becomes the horizontal part to it. Now in doing this, this is something I learned from Millie Mel. If you have a stiff ribbon, I do this in the bows, I'll twist it, you know, to break it up. But if you really pull them apart and then you can lay them down, they'll stay apart. Now if you want to do them diagonally, or if you want all the googly eyes at the bottom, so if I pull them apart like this, they stay more apart. And I'll show you on one that I won't do that with, and you'll see. So on this one, what you're going to do, you can lay it down if it's more easier for you. So this is where I creased it, and you can just scrunch it up like that if you want, and you can just take your fingers and make it go down like that. And what that does, it brings it more downward instead of being upward, because we want the ribbons to be seen. I don't want them sticking up this way. I want them out this way more. Oh, come here. Make sure you pull it tight. Give it a couple of twists. So if I were to lay it just the way it is, the way it comes off, this is what happens. It lays like this. But what we want to do is pull it apart from here so that they're more separated, so that you can see all the ribbon. And see the difference? Now I'll probably be readjusting these ribbons a half a time as we go along, but see, you could see all four of the ribbons. And that's what you want to see. You don't want to cover it up, because what's the purpose of covering it up? All right, so let's add this one down here. My door is knocking with my dog. And again, just reach down at the base of the ribbon where it is, pull them apart, since they would want to stay together normally, because when we crumple it up, they're together. And there you go, you can see all your ribbons. All right, so how far along are we? This one goes here. We're about halfway done, I guess, with the ribbons, which is pretty good. Again, pull them from the bottom, separate them out. So you can see all your beautiful ribbons. So much prettier than not seeing the ribbons. Okay. How many more? I got one more. Is that about right? Yep, one more. Yep. Right. Skip, do, skip. Yep. Again, separate them from the base. part so you can see that piece of wire. So much more prettier to do it that way. And our last one. Now I opened these, some of these I opened up one twist on it when I was doing it. Some I did not. It just depended how many times I twisted it, because I sometimes don't twist them all the same. Okay, so now we have our ribbon tails in there. Yay! Now we have lots of goodies to put in here. So one of them is going to be the sign. One of them is going to be the popsicle, which I want to put it on an angle. And I want to put the hollow. I'm going to put this in. Let me turn it around. So I want this angled in. I don't want it angled out because I don't want anybody to bump into it. And I'm going to cover the base of it a little bit, maybe. The straw, like. I got to cut these edges a little bit. But I want this down here because I'm going to put the bow right here. So let me see if you can see it a little bit. So I got this here, and this is where my bow is going to go. So before I do anything else in putting all the other little things in there, I want to go ahead and make the bow. Let's hang that up there. I really want to use this in my bow. I really do. It's glow in the dark. I don't know what part of it glows, but I think it would be kind of cool. I don't know. It just make it creepy. Creepy, because you know I hate spiders. All right. So let's do this. Now we can mix up my ribbons. I can do whatever I want. I can bring other ones in. I thought I had 2 rolls on the floor. Didn't I? No, I put it back. So I didn't really have any orange, just in small. So I thought this might be kind of cool. So let's see if this will work. Let me go ahead and cut this off. Now, I know this has words on it, but the type of bow we're doing, we're not going to have tails necessarily hanging down. They're going to be tails, but this is just going to be like a crazy bow. So I'm going to make my tail about 8 inches. And this bow, I think we're going to make it 7. Let me check when I put this together here. Hold on. So I'll show you how I'm going to do the bow in one sec. I just want to make sure. This is what I do. I'll take it off on my first layer, and I'll kind of put it there and thinking where everything else is. I think that's going to work. Okay. So I'm going, let's make it 10 inches. 10-inch tail here. Do a half twist. Trying to get that out of your way. I'm going to do a 7-inch loop on this side. Actually, I should start with one of the other ones. Hold on, because I don't want to have 2 dark ones together, because you may not see them. Oops, scenery change. It's okay. So I think I'm gonna put the eyes on top. So it's gonna go that way. Okay. So we're gonna start with this one. This is what's so nice about designing. You can do whatever, stop what you're doing, redo it, change it up, because there's no right or wrong. All right, so we said 10 inches for the tail. This has the measurements on it. It goes 8 inches to the side and then 8 inches on the other side. going to thread my ribbon through like that. Now, what I can also do, I have this piece left over. And needless to say, what am I going to do with it? So what we're going to do is this. We're going to take this and we're just going to ruffle it up, Fold that one little side in. I'm going to do it that way. Roll this little side in, and it's just going to create a little base. Because if your ribbon, you feel your ribbon isn't as sturdy, you know, it's a little flimsy or something, you can do this and put this on the base and it will give it some support. Not that this ribbon is that, but I figured, hey, we got this. You can do two pieces together, you can collage them, but I think just that is all I want. And it gets rid of that extra little piece, and I use it rather than throwing it away. Okay, so 7 inches. Oops, come here. And 7 inches. That's all we're gonna do. So one tail is gonna go up, one loop is gonna go up, and the other one's gonna come down. And I did 10 inches, so let me use this here. I could put it with the other tail as well to kind of mimic it. Some people like to wait to the end to go ahead and cut all their dovetails. I like to do it as I go, so that way I know I have them all cut. Because I did that one time, put it on the bow and everything, and I took it to a craft show and realized, oh my God, I missed one. That's kind of embarrassing. All right, so now we're going to use the orange one. Let's wind it up a little bit. So we got that as our base. Now we're going to take our orange one. We're going to come in just a little bit on that, so maybe an inch. So we had 10 inches here, which is more than enough. I'm going to bring this in just about 7 inches. And our loop is going to be about 6 inches. And we're going to do the same thing, a loop on each side. Actually, I'm going to bring this out to 7, that edge. Leave my loop at 6. And 6. Actually, let's change that. Let's bring it out to 8. Oh, we'll keep changing it till I like it the way I like it. All right, 6 inches is here. 8 inches is about there. Cut it. And we'll get this rolled up here. Out of the way. So now, because on the bottom we had a tail here, I'm going to put a loop there. So this one had a tail loop, so I'm going to put a tail. So it's all opposite. Okay, so it's like forming a big X. Some people call this a spider bow. Some people call it a whimsical bow. You can call it whatever you want. I call it the X bow. That's what I call it, because it looks like a giant X. All right, so this was at 7, so we'll bring this in about 6, and we're going to do a 5-inch loop here. Oops, that wasn't quite 6. Pull it out before I cut it. 5-inch. It's gonna be a spooky bow. And again, opposite. So it's loop, tail, loop, and then its opposite tail, loop tail. Move that over there. And this one down there. Bring my pin cushion over here. Okay, that's my big ones. Now I'm going to bring in my little ones. Now, just because I'm using all the same ones, I could change these up if I didn't want them together. I think these are fine together. I think what I'm going to do is put this one down, because the spiders are going to go on top. And those spiders are just going to give a hint of creepiness. So this is going to come out to be 5. And now we're going to go 4-inch loop. You could spread your bow around there so you can see. And there we go. And again, place them on top the way they should be. This away. I think I've run out of pins. Now this one here, I'm going to make the same length as this one I just did. Why? Why, you ask? Because I'm just going to make a little bit with this one, and I'm already at 4 inches on the loop. If I go any smaller, it's going to take away from that. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Oh, see, I did the same thing. I put a piece of ribbon on top of a piece of ribbon, which is okay. Because like I said, I would have a drawer full of all these extra pieces of ribbon and forget about it. So I started doing this. I think I used all my pins up. And I'll have to get more. And I started doing that, and it made it so much easier to like, oh, I can use that ribbon. Now with this one, all we're going to do, dovetail that end a little bit. And all we're going to do, we're going to make this a little bit longer because this is the creepy part. And again, I don't want the person to get too creeped out, whoever's going to buy this. And I'm just going to cut it. So that this is going to be coming up in the center of it. Ooh, I want to see this in the glow in the dark, that's for sure. Alrighty, these are going to be my clusters. Let's get a pipe cleaner out. Let's pull out a black one. You can pull out whatever color you would like. I'm just going to pull out a black one. You can use it. A piece of fuzz went flying off. I thought it was a bug. Now you could put your pipe cleaner or your zip tie on the bottom if you want to. So what I do is I do this. I will wrap it around, grab the other side a little bit. Where's the other one? Here it is. I will hold one side of my bow so it stays stacked. And I should have done it with the other hand because I'm doing this opposite hand than I normally do it with. Why did I do that? Here we go. Oh, get down there, you little booger. And then I press with my fingers and I give it a good twist. Let me move this out of the way. So before I go any more, I'm just going to make sure all my tails, everything's facing up the way I want it to be. So you can see it's opposite. So here's a tail, here's a loop, and then there's a tail and a loop. So I want to make sure I stay that way as I'm doing this all the way around. Okay, so now that I have it even better, and again, this is just here as a little bit of support, that mesh. Now that I have it, I'm going to take it and twist it really tight, even more. So let's go ahead. And with the bow, so these guys are just going to be like up like that. And this is going to kind of be the center of the bow. And it's just a fun little creepy bow. This one got curled under there a little bit. Let's uncurl it. There we go. And then you just take your pieces and start spreading them out. And we can cut these if we want to, these long ones. Where's my other one? So you can have a short one on the top and a long one draping down. So, what a cute little bow. Dee-dee-dee. All right. So, in here, you got to decide where you want to put it. Is there a spot? There's always a spot that says, oh, this doesn't look as good as the other spot. And you got to decide. I have some pretty good sized poops here. So I think I'm going to place my bow maybe over here. And I say that because I got that sign that's going across there. And I'm just going to take this. Now you can use the wires and you can twist it, twisting it around the pipe clean, around the evergreen. I'm going to try to get it as close as I can to the base. I might have to put a little bit of an extender on these. We'll see how that goes. Because one side's a little bit longer and I might be able to thread it through. Okay, I've got one side. Here's the other side. So I'm just going to twist tie them a little bit. I'm not going to twist tie it super tight yet, just to see if that's where I want it. Do you ever notice people, we can sit here like all day long and fluff these bows and fluff these bows and go crazy fluffing the bows. All right. So this is gonna kind of be, where's my sign? Guys, where did I put my sign? Seriously. Oh, here it is. It was hiding. So my sign's going to go right here. This is going to go right here. So see the idea so far? Isn't that cool? Oops. Let me move this out of the way. The ones that don't have pins are going to go back up in the box here. Because otherwise they're going to be unraveling for the rest of the time. All right, let me move these out of the way. And let's get our wreath attachments attached. Now this is styrofoam. So we're gonna go ahead. You can use floral pins if you want to. I'm going to use glue with my stapler. So let me get my pipe cleaners out. I'm going to use the black pipe cleaners again. And I'm going to use it on the other one as well. Then what we're going to put on there, we're going to glue it, and we're going to put a piece of this on top. This is, sorry, I showed you over here because I'm used to going. These are my little scrap pizzas. Definitely don't like green. Get some black. And this is just foam. This is actually sticky foam. It's sticky on one side. So we're going to use this to put it on top as an extra adhesive to it. And get some of my super glue out here to use as well. So this won't work, but this will. So all I'm going to do is just cut 2 pieces just like that. And I'll probably need a piece for the other attachment. Okay. So figure out where I want it. I want to use the whitest parts on this because that would be the best. Fold my pipe cleaner in half. And I'll get my glue gun in a minute. And I'm just going to staple this in here. Okay, pipe cleaner, get out of the way. Oh, yeah, I'm using it the right way. Okay. Then I'm just, this, one dot. One dot will do you, okay? I'm just going to put a dot right on top of all that. If I can get my dot out. Is it clogged? No, I can see. Yesterday I used this. Oh, and when I used it, I wiped my one finger, my 2 fingers touched, and I glued my fingers together. Not fun. So this is going to go right on top, just to give it a little adhesion. Of course, it's not showing on the other end, so that's important. And I think I'm just going to use, I want to kind of a little bit diagonal it, so I wanted to use the bat. Can I use the bat? Maybe we'll use it here. We'll come here. That one only gets 1 staple because it's a lot smaller. 1 dab will do you. And close it up so you don't glue your fingers together like I did. And we're just going to cut this a little bit thinner. I think that should be thin enough. Yep. And I'm going to put it right on top. Oop, cut that little piece off right there. There we go. Oh, see, I did it. I did it. I glued my fingers together. Oh. That was the same 2 fingers I glued yesterday. Oh. Good God. That black little piece of styrofoam. Let me tell you guys. So watch it when you're pressing down and all that you don't get your fingers stuck in the glue. All right. So we're going to let that sit for a little bit. Oh, that would have been bloopers. It is a blooper anyway. All right. I'm just going to cut this and square it off. This one, I'm only going to use 1. This is going to be, you know, hidden underneath this, so that I think it will give it a little bit of support, but I'm only going to use 1 here. And we'll give it 2 staples. Use our Gorilla Glue again. 1 dab. 1 dab. stick this right on. Make sure my eyeballs and everybody's stuck. I'm going to cut these after I put it on. All right. So again, we'll let these sit a little bit just to get a little bit more harder. Now we got to decide what we're going to put in the other parts. So I have a whole bag full of goodies down here. One of the ones I was thinking was doing a cluster of balls. These are from Dollar Tree. These I got from the at-home store. And just taking 3 balls and just putting them in there. I wanted a little bit of purple. I really wanted the eyeball one. It might work. It might work. Black, orange. That would be one cluster. Oh, let me get all my eyes out. Eyeballs. All of them. Don't need that in the middle. They give you these little strings to tie them with, and I don't use that. To me, it's very thin, but I may keep them and use it for something else. You never know. So I only have 2 eyeballs in this, so I want to make sure I'm just going to sporadically put those 2. So we did white, black, and orange. Let's change the orange. I can do purple with this one because it. So that's going to be one cluster. I have. I don't know if I want to use. I could use white with it. White, purple, and orange. Be a cluster. Then we can do black, white, and orange as a cluster. And do these 3 as a cluster. So they can be all mixed up. It doesn't have to be the same. We're just going to have fun. All right. So with this, you can use a pipe cleaner. Let me grab some out. Oops, it's the wrong color. It looked like it was black. Oh, a whole flock of them are going to come out now. You don't need all these. And all we're going to do is just thread them on. Just like that. Put it about halfway down, give or take. And then I'm just going to tie it off. It's one cluster. Let's do another one. And you know, the thing is here, I'm thinking, oh, I got to put the white one in the middle to keep the 2 colored ones away. But when you put them in the cluster, they kind of rotate around. So it doesn't really matter. But see, now these 2 are together. Here I'm thinking, oh, I'll keep it aside, but it doesn't matter. All right, same thing. Just tie it as tight as you can. And I'm going to go put a little dab of glue in all in here just to make sure those little things will stay on. So these clusters are going to go where I don't have tails. Oops, see, it came off. That's why we have the glue gun. A little dab will do you. Or you can use your super glue if you want. Ooh, that was hot. Oh, hot glue. Ooh. Let me do this. Let's move the wreath out of the way for right now. Okay. Put it up there. And let's just go ahead and let me get my happy fingers out before I do my fingers. Happy fingers are these silicone little things. I got them from Amazon. No, this finger. You get 4 colors, which is kind of cool. And you won't burn your fingers like I just did. Just take them all off. Sometimes things like these come off really easy. Other times they're really hard to get off, or they just won't come off, period. Like on this one, it won't come off. Oh, I got it. I'll get it back on. There we go. That one I glued. Probably should have done this beforehand, but you can put a little dab of glue on it once you get it on if you wanted to. Oop, I used the wrong finger. Get back on there. There we go. Use the wrong finger on that one. See, I'm holding back on that one finger. Let me put one on this finger. What one did I glue? The white one. Oh, that's easier if I do it that way. So then my fingers don't even touch it. Perfect. I don't know if that's going to make it easier, but we'll find out. A little bit easier. And we have just 3 more balls because these we did. Just pull all these off. Tedious little part. Okay, done with that. Leave my happy fingers out there. So let's try. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I may need one more cluster. Because we only have 2 eyes, so that leaves 4 other clusters that I need. Glue strings. Okay. Here we go. These glue strings, good gosh. And they get stuck to you and you can't get it off. We'll make sure the eye sticks out. There we go. So we need one more cluster. And it's going to be these 3 colors. And see, I put my little happy fingers away. Bring them back out. And if it sticks here, you can just pull the glue off and throw it away. All right, so let's get this last little cluster made. All the way through. And there it goes. That's stuck. I want to try to keep it as even as possible. All right, let me move this back out of the way before I burn the wreath. Bring our wreath back down. So remember, these are going to go where I don't have any tails. Yeah, tails. So this is going to go across here. I want to make sure, I want to find my eyeballs because I want them to be seen. So I'm going to put one down here because I only have two. Now you could also take these and thread these on to the evergreen. But to me, that's going to be a little bit difficult because this evergreen's really thick. So what I'm going to do is cut that off, fold it down, and then I can take this and wrap it around right in the middle of that ruffle. One side of the pipe cleaner, there's the other. I want to make sure the eye is like that. There we go. So you can see the eye. And I'm just going to pull it tight. So the balls, you see the balls aren't, oh, you can't see. See the balls aren't jiggling around. You can make them jiggly if you want. And in this particular thing, I don't want them to jiggle. I want them to be nestled in there really cool. And then just do your pipe cleaners, cut it, and tuck it back up. All right, so I got one there. I think what we're going to do is if I put the sign here, I'm going to have one here. So I did orange, black, and white. So let's put a purple one in here. Because again, I got 3 purple. Okay. Oh. This is what I wanted. Cut those off. Push it back under. What do I want to do? Purple. I said purple. And we'll just, again, bring it around. Tie it tight. Oops, I missed. Where's the other pipe cleaner? There we go. I'll cut these after so we can continue. And you set them up however you want. You know, just twist them around. Okay. Look, I'm ruining my tails. All right, so this is when I got to think of, okay, I used the purple one already, so I can't use purple again. So it's going to have to be this one. I think I'm going to put, if I put this here, I don't want eyes here. Maybe I'm going to put the other eye one See, we got here, I got open here and here. This is going to go more on an angle. So maybe I'll put the other eye one here. Keep looking for my wire cutters. I keep moving them. Bend that down. Let's get this eye one here. And that should be good. Because that gives me a space in between, which is perfect. Turn this around so this eye is facing outward so you can see it. Okay, let's go this way. We have one here. Take a cluster. Where's my opening? So see, you don't have to think of Christmas just having the ornaments. You can use them in these. This one. And it makes it look really pretty. I'm waiting to put my signs on last because I just don't want to get them all janked up in here. Turn that way. So every one at this point has a white one in it. Isn't that strange? All right. How that worked out. We're going to put a purple one over here, and then I can put a white one over there, I guess. So I'm just twisting up the evergreens just to make it tight because you don't want your mesh to come out. I'm just curling it down. Let's put purple here. Move all these other pieces out of the way. Look at how my tails got all janked up there. And I have one more for over here. And perfect. I like it when I work on even numbers because it makes my life easier. If you work in odd numbers, then it makes it harder. That ruffle out. So see, the ruffle kind of encases them, which is really pretty. All right, let's fix these up a little bit. My bow is all crazy now, and it's perfect because I have tails here with 2 balls, tails, 2 balls, tails, 2 balls, tails. Perfect. All right, let's get the sign and everything on, so that all that will start making more sense. We're just going to push my bow up there a little bit. And I want this to kind of sit on top here. Not really on top, but so I'm just going to see where I can grab this around the rail or the frame. Like I feel it. This is only a single frame on here as well. So there's sometimes you can get 2 layers or of the rail on your gosh, I can't get my words out today. Let's see how that. Where's my other tails? Heart the evergreens. Okay, there's one, there's two. It's starting to come together. Pull our bow. Okay, let's get the other piece on. Where'd I put it? I want to tuck this. I want to tuck the stem part underneath this sign. So let's get this tied in here. And I could create a loop on the back of this, and again, using the evergreen to tie it if I wanted to. Starting to come to life. So let's fix these tails again and fix the bow, because it's all about that too, which makes part of your wreath look even prettier. You can curl your ribbons if you want to curl them a little bit, like this one's curled a little bit, or if you wanted to lay them more flat. It is your choice on how you want to do it. But just make it however way you want to do it. I want you to be able to see all the ribbon. I don't know where I started. Sometimes you can tell where you started when you started to fix your ribbons, and other times you're like, where was I? Okay, so let's get our bow going up here. So see, I have these tails up here, and these tails, I can just loop it over like that, so it gives the illusion of another bow or loop up there. And then I just work my way around with the different, let me move it closer. Kind of slid off the table there. And I just kind of work my way around the bow, fixing my loops, fixing my tails. And see what I mean? I just wanted a little bit of that black, that spider in there, because I don't want to freak people out when it closes in the dark. I'm going to see if I can take a picture. I mean, it's too light out right now, but we'll see how. I'm really curious on how pretty that would look. Okay, so that's our wreath right there. See it? Now, you can add more stuff if you want to. What I want to do, I have this purple bat. And why I think about it, let me just cut this just a little bit. Even though there's a black bat there, I thought of putting the purple one there. And I'm actually going to split it. There's two bats, and I'm going to kind of split it in between the two of them and kind of angle. You won't notice that it is a bat now that when I do that. But I thought that would be kind of cool. Ooh, Caroline, not on the finger. Golly gee. It's So we have our little bat right in there. And then our ribbons for this. Just going to kind of curl it under there a little bit. Maybe I'll leave it out. I don't want it to cover up the bat, is why. Okay, so see, we got one of the eyes right up here with it. And we got the eyes right here to take up the eyes and the creepiness of this. And this is in there pretty good. All right, now, can I add more stuff to it? Absolutely. I have all these good little goodies here that I can add to make it more creepy. Gather all my goodies because I have them all laying on the floor here. I have these too. So this was like one of these at one point, and then I had cut it off and I saved it. So I'm going to turn the wreath around towards me so I can see it. And let's just play. These are from Dollar Tree. Oh wait, are these Dollar Tree? Yes. Micheals has something similar too. But you don't have to use the whole thing. You can see how you can split it off. And you could just stick pieces in. I'm just going to cut this all off. You can mix two colors together. I don't know if I'm going to use the black or not. And then you can start taking these, just wherever you want to stick. I'm just going to stick them in right now to kind of get an idea where I want to put them before I glue anything. Now you can go from the bottom if you want your wreath to be more extended out. You can stick them there. I'm going to see about sticking them in here. I kind of like the two colors together actually. What if I do that black? Maybe all three colors might work together. I always cut them as long as I can because I can always cut it shorter. But if I cut it too short, then I'm stuck. Three colors look pretty together. And this gives it a little whimsy. Ooh, I do kind of like all three colors together. Oh, Carolyn, what were you thinking of doing them separately? Oh, there's my dogs. Hello, ladies. Goodbye, ladies. I know I love you too. Come on, I can't hear with the dry cocoa. Oh, I'll be down in a little bit. They're going to open the door again. There they are. Here comes. He's at the door. They're knocking at the door. Can you hear that? Oh, they're cute. I have a bed in here for them, but since we're doing laundry right out there, it kind of makes it a little bit hard for you guys to hear if I leave the door open. I do kind of like that, and I'm just kind of going around the edge right now and just picking. It almost seems like every 2 spots. I don't know why. It just wound up being that way. And again, it's even. So I'll hold it up so you guys can see. And of course, I'm going to probably cut these a little bit more so they're not sticking out as far. But I do like it. But let's get, I think that's enough with those. Now I had all those curly things. I had one free roamer that was roaming around. So here it is. So even when you have things like this, you can use them like in the bows. Oh, let me move it over. You can use just like single things, and you can just stick them like up in the bows, which kind of looks pretty. I have these. This is where I got it from originally. So let's just pull this apart. I think the other ones are going to be too big. And you know we got to cut this a little bit. And just by sticking it in the bow somewhere, it makes the bow like part of the project as well. Got a purple one in here. Girls. We're going to kind of do one of these like little triangle effects here, so we have one of each color. Hi, go out, go out. I'll be out in a little bit, I promise. If it's not kids that would want to come in your room, it's a dog. There goes the door again. Hi. She won't come in the room because she didn't walk on the floor. Now all three of them are out there. Okay. Here it goes. Here you go. Here you go. You want to come lay down? Okay. Go out. Go out. Oh, gosh. Okay, so let's, there goes the door again. Let's start with the bows. I'm in a no-win situation right now with the dogs. Oh, Lord have mercy. No, I like that one over there. So let's go ahead. Let's bring the old glue. Now, if you have a glue pot, you can use a glue pot. I didn't use my glue pot today. Why? Who knows? And I'm just going to stick this right in the base of the bow. Just like that. And I want to make sure, I'm going to give it a few minutes just to have the glue settle. And then I'll come back and I'll give it a little tug to make sure it has adhered to the bow down in there. And these can be put on different layers and put in different directions. It doesn't matter. Stick that down there. So we'll let that settle. Now let's come back to these guys. I do like them a little bit long, so I'm just going to cut them really close to the edge like that. See if I can glue these all at one time and stick them right back in where I think they went. And spread them out a little bit. There we go. Put that one down there. Put that one up there. Cool. Put them on top of the bow. Below it, however you want to do it. 1, 2, missing one. One was hiding. Oops, too long still. Okay. And a little glue on that one. guys, it's hot. Let's get our ruffles up there. Spread them out a little bit. There we go. God, stop opening the door. Our glue is hot. This is the whimsy. And like I said, you could spread these out and stick them all throughout. I kind of like it the way I'm doing it, like I said. I like the 3 of them clustered together. You just have to be careful when you're poking it in here that you're getting the glue, because when you go through, you get some of the glue on the evergreen, and then you're sliding it in with your finger, and then you burn your fingers, like I did. So just spread them out like that. And I think this is the last one. Get the glue in your fingers, Carolyn. Whew, that glue does hurt. So look, I think I need some right up there. So I'm just going to take one stem off of each. What did I do with it? Okay. Just looked like it needed, looked like it almost stopped here and there was nothing up here. So I'm going to stick this right in here. Just make a parting. Again, so I don't glue my fingers. Stick it right in there, in that evergreen. And bowl. Now if I didn't catch it, like I didn't catch this one. Oh, I didn't do these, that's why. I was like, why are they all not taken? They all were never cut and they were never glued. Well, that could be a problem. There we go. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. That one is here. No, let's do that one. 3. Then the glue. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Does the black one get it? No. Nothing would be worse if you sold something to somebody and it falls apart. So these are all in here. Perfect. Okay. Ooh, that's coming out really whimsy. Really whimsy. Let's fix our bow a little bit. So pushing everything off to the side. Tails got all squished here because of moving around the table. I need a bigger table, y'all. That's all I have to say. I need a bigger table. tail hiding here. And let's see, do we want to add anything else? I don't think we do. I don't think we do, you guys. All right, so let's try this. Remove some of this stuff out of your way. And we're going to go ahead, see if I can get this angled up enough for you to see the whole wreath. I'm going to take you out of my, I might have to take you out of my little thing. So see how pretty that came out? I'm going to hold it up close to parts of it so you can see. There's the Happy Halloween with the bow. And there's our little candy. And of course all our little eyeballs and stuff going around there. So see, a fun little wreath. Let me see if I can angle this up and hold it at the same time. Here we go. Cute. All right, you guys, that's going to be it from Known as Nutty Crafts. Thanks for coming, and like, share, follow, subscribe, all those things. All right, y'all take care. Bye.